So in this video, we're going to be discussing a potential Jrue Holiday trade to the Knicks because there's interest here, and it makes more sense than you'd think. I mean, yes, you'd have to trade Mikal Bridges, but the Blazers would also send back young players and picks, and then the Knicks would use those to help them get Giannis. They'd send Cat to Milwaukee, and I know that's not exactly fair for the Bucks, but they don't have leverage here because Giannis is going to pick where he wants to go. He might not specifically be like, I'm going to the Knicks, but it's probably going to be between the Heat and the Knicks. Right now, the Heat have 2 first-round picks. The Knicks don't have any. Next summer, the Heat will have 4. The Knicks will have 2. So clearly, Miami has a better package. But the Knicks, they're going to be able to make things work. And in this video, we'll explain how that is going to happen. So the first thing the Knicks would have to do, as you guys can see on the thumbnail, is go ahead and trade for Jrue Holiday. He's 35 years old, which is definitely far from ideal, but he's still averaging 15, 5, and 7. We know what he brings defensively. He's won a championship. Actually, he's won 2 championships, now that I think about it. So he would be perfect for the Knicks. He complements Brunson. He defends. He can knock down shots. I'd love Jrue here. The Knicks have reported interest. I think the reason, though, the Knicks want Jrue is just solely for Giannis, because Giannis wants to play with Jrue Holiday. They won a championship together in Milwaukee. And when you think about just the potential of Jrue, Brunson, OG, Giannis, Mitchell Robinson will still be here. I'd imagine Deuce is going to have to be traded, which I hate to say, but you can't exactly just trade Mikal and Cat to go get Giannis. That doesn't make sense. So Deuce, I'm sure, would be in this. I read that the Knicks offered Cat, Deuce, and Mikal for Thanasis, Giannis, and Bobby Portis, and I like that trade, but Mikal can't be traded until February. Like early February. The deadline's February 5th. So I don't know how that would even make sense. I'm assuming it's fake because of that. But there's no doubt that the Knicks do want to trade Mikal Bridges and they want to trade Cat only if it's getting them Giannis, which, I mean, the fact that the Bucks are taking offers, Ian Begley reported that the Knicks are going to be aggressive. I mean, in this video, we're going to seriously have a conversation about Giannis. I made a video a couple of days ago, and it seemed a little bit far-fetched, but every time I make a Giannis video, it starts to become more and more realistic because it's truly the only team that would be able to take away Giannis from the Knicks is the Miami Heat. And I believe Giannis does want to be in New York. He said that he'd love to win a championship there. They'd get to play with Jalen Brunson. And this has been dating back all the way to the summer, is that Giannis to the Knicks. And the problem for New York is they traded for Mikal and they gave up all their picks and they extended Mikal, which actually helped them get Giannis. But just the fact of course, they don't really have young players in picks. Like the Bucks want basically a player to build around. The Knicks cannot give them that. All the Knicks can do is, okay, let's get a third team here and let's get some picks and young players to kind of go with Cat. And if that were to happen, I mean, I don't think any Knicks fan would be complaining about getting Giannis if it means losing Mikal and Cat. I mean, if OG's in it, then yes, Knicks fans are not going to like that. But the Knicks are not trading OG. There's just no question about that. And when you look at what's going on around the league, you got to understand that the East is wide open. Like the Pistons are the best team, 34-11. But if you get Giannis to the Knicks, I mean, the Knicks are 6.5 games back and they've not played good basketball at all. Like the Knicks have a losing record on the road. The Knicks are 9-12 on the road, and they're 5-5 in their last 10. The Pistons are 8-2 in their last 10 and 15-6 on the road. So like you can see, these are 2 different teams, but a large reason for the Knicks' issues is just inconsistencies and not sort of buying into what Mike Brown has been trying to do. And that's a huge L for the Knicks because they wanted to lose Tibbs and they brought in Mike Brown and they're not even bought in. So like something has to change here. Does it have to be a big time piece like Giannis? Not necessarily, but I just don't think the Knicks are winning a championship with the team they have right now. And I hate to say that because like you look at last year, like the Knicks were so close, but yet so far. And it just seems like to this point, if the Knicks get Giannis, I mean, all of a sudden we're starting to feel as good as we ever had. Like if you go back to when Devo was here and Hartenstein, OG, Randall, Brunson, man, that was such a fun team. You also had Deuce McBride was obviously still there, Mitchell Robinson. I mean, that was my favorite Knicks team. And then they go and get Mikal, they go and get Cat, and it just hasn't worked. Like Mikal has not been the guy that the Knicks were supposed to get. He wasn't the Brooklyn Nets wing, of course, that scored 30 points in high-level efficiency against the Philadelphia 76ers in Game 1. And then Cat just, the more I watch a Cat, the more pissed off I get. I mean, like, Cat is such a good dude, and he's an amazing player. I just don't think the Knicks can win with Cat. And like you look at like OKC, Minnesota, Detroit. I mean, just the way they've constructed their teams, it's just not. It's not like the Knicks are doing it. Like the Knicks are supposed to go 5 out, and the Cat just he hasn't played well this season. If I'm being real, he's not the only problem, but he's a major problem. And whenever Cat is on the bench, and you've got Mitch out there and Brunson, they just seem to be better. So to that point, you might as well just trade Cat, especially like before his value gets any lower. So if you can get anything like remotely of value, I think you go ahead and do that. And some other things to talk about. I mean, we've heard about potentially Rich Paul switching over to Giannis's agent and helping him get to the Knicks, but I don't. That seems a little bit far fetched. I mean, Giannis has had the same agent forever. I would like to see the Knicks and Blazers continue to have conversations about Mikhail to Portland to get Jrue, young players, and picks because that will obviously help them get closer to getting Giannis. And I think what it comes down to is just Giannis himself. He's gonna have to force his way to the Knicks because like the Heat just have a better offer than we do, and Miami. They're currently sitting in the number 7 seed in the East. They're 25 and 22, so they're still above 500. They're playing 500 basketball like the Knicks right now. They obviously didn't trade 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, and if the Knicks hadn't done that, we'd be having a completely different conversation. I mean, let me know if I'm wrong. I kind of wish we could go back to when the Knicks had Randall and Devo, and like they weren't able to bring Hartenstein in because they didn't have the money. I mean, obviously, if they were able to do that, I don't think they would have brought in Cat. But that team just had so much potential. It was just defense and spacing around Brunson, and it was physical, and there was just so many dogs on that team. But now it's just not the same, man. I mean, the Knicks went from a team that was 2 games away from the finals, no Tatum, no Halliburton, and man, they haven't been very impressive. I mean, they won the cup. They were awesome in that stretch. I think they won 9 of 10. But it's just, it hasn't exactly looked good lately, and the Knicks have won 3 in a row, but I mean, are we really going to kind of flex who they've beaten? So yeah, the Knicks do play the Raptors, and Toronto currently is in the number 4 seed. So actually, if the Raptors beat the Knicks tonight, they jump us in the standings, and the Knicks would go to the 4 seed, which is just crazy. I mean, it's just crazy to think that that's where we're at. But there's still a lot of basketball left. But I do think the Knicks are going to have to do something. I mean, Jeremy Sohan, Keon Ellis. I'm looking at Yves Missy. Like, that's not going to do much for the Knicks. They'll get better, but it's not going to kind of put them over the top here. So I do think that, yeah, the Knicks are going to have to get Giannis. Latest report, Giannis is ready for a new home at the February 5th trade deadline or in the offseason as several rival teams make aggressive offers to the Bucks for him. This just seems like an offseason trade. If this was the MLB, I could see it. But like this is going to have to be in the offseason when the Knicks have more picks and have more flexibility. But man, would I love to get Giannis in New York by the deadline? That'd be so freaking awesome. But I'm pretty sure we're going to be watching Michaela and Cat the rest of the season in a Knick uniform. And I don't know how I feel about that, but